This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Hello everybody, I'm Monstrositus X, and this is the Matrix Doctrine. We'll be talking to you today about the reality of your reality. There's no conspiracy theories, this is all facts. And if you're too connected to the Matrix, think twice before watching this video. People every day worry about things that are basically fake. At some point in time in our existence, mankind has pulled all of these things from out of their ass. Money, the concept, the idea of money, gold, diamonds, having wealth, or possessing some sort of wealth or value other than some type of mechanical value. There is none, and people have been brainwashed to make it a part of their life. From the very beginning of their existence, they come into this world, born into the slavery. So we hold schools, one of the very first things that is used against us. Words is the very first thing used to manipulate you and to control you. But schools and government, we fight about these things. Politics, fashion, these things we let lead us by the nose all the time. For what? But we bow down to it all the time. People call it bullying and all of this stuff like that. But all of these things are just figments of our own imagination. These things, culture is just something people did in their neck of the woods. That's all. Another thing that some pulled out of their ass. None of these things hold any true value. Not in any reality, except for the one that we created for ourselves. Like I said, financing. We all flock to big cities to be close to all of these things, right? But these things are no more important than the stories we read in comic books. They hold just as much value. In the movies we watch, the TV shows we engage in, and we fight and talk about, and they're just what they are, the distractions. All of it. Every bit of it. Our careers, we involve ourselves in careers, our sexuality and all of this. Do you think that any of this was important before we separated ourselves from the wild? From all of those predators out there? Remember, back in the day, we just not that far back either. Maybe 100 years ago, 150, we had our toilets outside the house. And some people, 200 years ago, you risked your life if you had to take a shit. You rushing out to catch it, to go take that dump. You don't know what's out there looking to get into your chicken coop or get at your whatever you got around that's living, and some bear, smell food cooking and it's quiet. They come through and you just running out there trying to get to the bathroom and That's how easy it could have been for you to go. But now we separated ourselves and we don't have those worries. So now we worry about our sexuality and culture and all of these things and our money. We make all of these things up so that we can have something to occupy our lives. People jump out of planes and jump off of bridges to regain the thrill of the hunt. You gotta remember, when we was primitive man, we was small. We were smaller than what we are now. We didn't have no teeth. We didn't have no claws to speak of. We didn't have no fangs to attack some, anybody could get bit, but by that time, some big ferocious animal got a hold of your ass and it's too late. We couldn't get into the trees like the chimpanzees. We wasn't big and fearsome like the gorillas. So we was prime appetizer. We was on the dinner meal. We was on the menu, son. So now that we've gotten rid of all of that, we find all of these things to worry about and concern ourselves and fight with each other over, when the only things that are truly important is eating. Everything's got to eat. Everything's got to eat, man. Procreation, continuing the line, just like everything does. Even germs multiply to, everything, plants, everything does this. These are the natural order of things. Seek shelter. I can understand that. I ain't mad. What we doing is too much when we encroaching on other creatures that have just as much right. And we are so smart, how come we couldn't see that? How come we can't understand that they have a right here too? That what we're doing is wrong. But I ain't no, I'm not on no soapbox. But yeah, shelter, everything wants to find shelter. And then there's water. Everybody needs a sip, a little sippy sip every once in a while, you know what I'm saying? So why can't we, if people worrying about global warming and all of this garbage, but the truth is, no matter what we do, it's going to take generations to rectify that, especially as long as we keep dumping all of our waste. And we can't, it's almost impossible to stop doing that unless we take it back to more primitive times. But until then, which most likely is going to be some ELE that comes in and puts us in our place. So that's right, it's going to be all Ellie up in this, all kinds of Ellie up in this piece. And probably is going to be something like Yellowstone. So if we're going to keep this up, worrying about stuff while we worry about money, gold, and these things that have no real value, we get rid of all of this. You get rid of it, and then we can, what happens when you get rid of all of this crap and we use it for what it's intended to be, just ornamental? Then guess what happens? All of this other stuff falls right into place, especially this, because then these people become nothing but glorified bookkeepers there to serve us and to do and to supply us with our freedom. That's right, people. This is what we're here for, because we don't have that. Why do you think we fighting so much? If people talking about rights, that means you don't have it. Oh, you got the right. You got the right. No, you ain't got no rights. There's no piece of paper that can embody your freedom. Nobody, there's no politician that can guarantee it, because it's already yours. It's already yours. So, the Matrix says one thing, right? It's got to subjugate you. It's got to. It's there to imprison you. That's what the clip says, right? It's here to imprison you and your mind, and that's what it's done. Because without these people, without all of these people telling us what we can and can't do and trying to brainwash us, things like manufacturing, that falls just to us. And all you need for there's no money involved there. All you need is this, a workforce. And we got plenty of people. Imagine all of the things that we'll be able to do if we just get rid of money. We'll be able to bring back all kinds of businesses back to the United States. We'll be able to make our own clothing. We'll be able to automate anything and everything. Excuse me. We'll be able to automate everything and anything. We'll be able to do our own animation. Do our own animes and crazy animation like back in the day. Instead of sending all of our stuff overseas. And then the heck with anybody coming into this country, hey, they won't be able to get, I'm sorry, because everything will be for us. But we'll talk about that on another video. We'll have a dedicated video for what comes after. But let's just do the right thing. Wake up, people. Because these things are for the taking. We have the power, not them. It's not them. We hold the power. We give it away. We give our power to these people. We give it away. They don't take it. It's impossible to be taken. And remember, if you haven't been freed, you're a potential agent. I'm going to leave you with this. A word from my boy, Lawrence.
Control. The Matrix built to keep us under control in order to change a human being into this.